We need like a... Actually, I wonder if this is long enough. Yeah, just like a piece of baling wire if you got it. Yeah, it's pretty plugged up. See in there? See the hole at the very end?
Yeah.
Light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Not much light, is there?
Some light, but oh, it's a small hole too, though.
You should see right through that, though.
Yeah, I think it is partially.
Or even a sewing needle, if you got one of them.
Do I look like someone who sells?
What's that?
So do I look like someone who sells?
It's never too late to learn. Bet you don't say that around your wife, do you? Oh, he does got a sewing kit.
I do. I think I need those in here.
There you
I
go.
need those. But they're,
Alright, so down the side of the hole, you can see that piece of silicone right there on the tip of this needle. There's a small hole there that you push through for the low speed adjustment needle. That was completely blocked off with that piece of silicone. So no wonder it didn't want to run on low speed. So we're going to pull that out and then we'll replace that metallic cap. So I don't want to pull it back through because I don't want that to go back in, so I'm going to try and just like that. There's another, I don't know if you can see that, but chunk there, right? Alright. So now we're going to reassemble this and let's lay the stuff out first, I guess. Gasket, float seat, float itself, jet, gasket. Those are just the screws for the bowl. That's float needle. And the pin, brass pin. Okay, we need a flathead, fairly small, or a regular size would probably work. Let's put the float seat back in. There's like a little, it's like a little Teflon or O-ring for this one. Put that back in. Don't want to get them cross-threaded, so take your time with it. Put them in there. And you want to make sure that you have the proper screwdriver. Because if you over torque those, you will mark it up real good. So now put that back in. And these don't have to be zinging tight either. That's a bit too small. We'll use this one. It should work. So you don't have to be zinging tight, just like that. And you put your gasket back over top of that. Next, we're going to put the float on. So, trying to remember. Pretty sure it was down. Yep. So, float needle back on, just slides on, like so. When you're putting it on, you just want to get it down in that hole and set the float down. Then you grab your pin, little brass pin, and it goes through the hole like so. It can be finicky, so just bear with me. There it is. Come on, get in there. And that's back together. So then you can just check, make sure just lift it up a few times. It's all connected. And the way that they want float set, I don't know, you can actually get the actual measurement for them, and you can measure from here to the top, the float height. And I don't have the measurements, nor do I have a tool to measure with. You can actually buy a special measuring tool to do it.
Okay.
Check your float height. And basically with this one here, you just want this level with the body here. So I'm just going to lift it up to eye level and see. And we're a bit high.
Yeah.
Like quite a bit high. So let's come down a bit. We need a pair of pliers.
Kind of pliers.
Needle nose. Oh, you found them.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do, so we're just gonna grab this little tab here and just bend it down slightly. Right? And it's almost there. And that to me, that looks pretty darn good to me. Second set of eyes is always good.
This looks really good.
Look good? So, as you can see, it's level. It looks fairly level, as close as we're going to get it, I think. So this is level with here. Before it was sitting up a bit, so the float was actually sitting up about there, and we dropped it down to about there. So that should be good. We're hoping. It's all trial and error because you have to put it all back together to see if it works properly anyway, right? It's not like you can just pull this one piece out and readjust it. You have to take the whole thing back apart.
Yeah, you're.
So that's why it's good if you do have the tool, or you do have the measurements to actually do the actual, because then you know you set it to just proper specifications for that application. This kit here, I forgot to mention, is actually good, I believe, for 4 horsepower all the way up to 25 or 30. And this is actual kit from Whitewater Marine here in Halifax. Well, it's actually Sackville, I think they're Lucasville Road, 210 or something like that. Can't miss it. They get a big outboard for the mailbox right by the side of the road. It's pretty cool. The part number for this kit is, where am I at here?
439.
439071. Right here. 439071. And it ranges to about, I think it was $50, taxes in. But it's the whole carburetor repair kit. It gives you all your O-rings, your gaskets, and it comes with multiple gaskets, just so anybody knows, because it fits all the way from 4 horsepower up to 25 or 30. So these are all the ones that I didn't use. This one here is what the 6 horsepower actually calls for. So now we're going to continue on with our assembly here. Next will be putting the gasket back on. So make sure that's all nice and clean. And actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to take this little needle and just, there we go. The holes lined up best you can. Alright, so now we got the carburetor back together. The body's back together. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, screws. You don't want to strip those either. You got your gasket in there. We got that new metallic cap in. We tapped that in with a socket, deep socket. I don't remember what size it was, 7/16 or something. You just want to get it so it mushrooms out a bit and makes a seal. Quite happy with that. I actually got it in pretty even. So now we're going to put the carburetor back onto the motor. So you get your dowel here for the pull cord, which holds it in place. Your throttle linkage. Not sure why that's there, but no, came out of the hole. This is that special little washer that you don't want to lose. That's for the throttle linkage. And then you got your pin and your garter pin, that's for your choke lever. This is the knob for your slow speed adjustment needle, which is this fella here. So that just, it's pushed onto the end of that, but you want that off for now. So right now we'll put this slow speed adjustment needle back in. So what you do with that is you just take it, careful not to bang up that needle tip. You want that pointy. You put that back in and you thread it in. Don't cross thread it. It's brass. Yeah. You just thread that in until it bottoms out. Bottom out meaning until it stops. So you know you got it in there, not cross thread it, just like that. Now we need a Sharpie. We're going to mark it just right here, right at the top, right in dead center. We're going to mark a little mark there with a Sharpie so we can set the adjustment. And we want you to screw it all the way until it bottoms out and back it out 1.5 turns. So, get the Sharpie, make sure it's bottomed out, come up here dead center, give it a little mark, just like so, and then we're gonna look at that. We're gonna come out 1 whole turn. No, that didn't seem right. Okay, 1 whole turn and then 1/2. So you're gonna end up with it on the bottom at that point. Now you get this special nut thing here. You tighten it in. That's going to hold that wherever that should be. I think its chances. Oh, look at that. You just snug that up.